Leo's screen time barely reached 10 minutes. His presence was almost completely erased from the final cut. Even online viewers were shocked by the omission. This was more than just offending someone. It felt like he had angered a major sponsor. An artist's controversial image could always be cleaned up. The real danger was becoming irrelevant. A lack of discussion meant a career was visibly fading. In contrast, Asher's episode was a triumph. His reputation in the industry was never stellar. Previous moments of fame had been fleeting. He graduated from Columbia with a finance degree. Yet, people still saw him as just a pretty face. They considered him incapable of any real work. But on the interns, things were different. Asher was the first to arrive at the office. He was also the last to leave late at night. He tackled highly technical problems during group discussions. His insights were sharp and incredibly precise. His actions seemed to prove his degree was well-earned. Online commentators expressed their surprise. One user admitted Asher was the most impressive intern. They noted his consistent dedication to his work. His reliability in critical moments was earning him fans. Another found his serious demeanor unintentionally funny. His striking looks were also a frequent topic. The flood of comments generated significant buzz. Industry insiders understood the power of ING. Outsiders often missed its crucial importance. This episode's narrative was clearly built around Asher. The oars highlighted all his best moments. His on-screen visuals were polished more than others. Someone had obviously influenced the production team. The favoritism was blatant and unapologetic. Leo immediately thought of Julian. Who else could sway the show's directors? He never imagined Julian, a man so composed, would go this far. All this for a young lover. Seemed insane and not worth the risk. Leo wondered how Julian would explain this to his wife. Asher's success was one thing, but hiring online trolls to attack him was another. Leo had enjoyed a favorable last week. His team had crafted a sweetheart persona. Now, public opinion was turning against him. People on social media called the persona unprofessional. They said such an immature employee deserved criticism. The online backlash was swift and brutal. Leo's social media mentions became a toxic mess. He could not stand it any longer. After talking with his manager, they hired PR firms. These firms would manipulate the online conversation. Suddenly, verified accounts began defending Leo. They questioned the sudden praise for Asher. One post suggested Asher was being overrated. It argued that one good performance did not erase years of mediocrity. The user threatened to compile Asher's past failures. Many people agreed with this sentiment. They found the overwhelming praise for Asher suspicious. Some accused him of buying fake engagement. The strange ING of the show was also noted. Asher was not a big star. Why were all the cameras focused on him? A comment suggested he should spend less on bots. It crudely told him to please his sponsor instead. This final comment captured everyone's attention. Replies flooded in, asking for more details. The original poster clarified their meaning. They claimed someone was benefiting from an affair. They implied Asher was reprising an old role. The post warned that secrets rarely stay hidden. It accused Asher of being shamelessly public with his benefactor. The situation should have ended there. But Leo noticed other forces at play. Besides his own PR team, others were stirring the pot. Several well-known gossip accounts amplified the mistress narrative. They spread screenshots across different forums. The controversy simmered, fueled by fans and haters. The real explosion happened at 9:30 that night, a few minutes after the episode ended. A post appeared on a major gossip forum on Reddit. The poster was a famous anonymous insider. Their information was almost always accurate. The post was a shocking announcement. It claimed a married A-list celebrity with 40 million followers was having an affair. The other man was also a celebrity. The post promised to reveal evidence in an hour if not deleted. The mention of a 40 million follower star ignited a firestorm. Reddit and Twitter exploded with speculation. The clues were specific and pointed. The A-lister and other man labels were clear. This connected directly to the rumors from the interns. People started using real names in their posts. Many wondered if it was Ethan and Asher. The two seemed to have no connection. Someone remembered Asher once shared and then deleted one of Ethan's posts. A user claimed to have a screenshot. The conversation spiraled. People questioned who Ethan was married to. Others assumed Asher was the one cheating with Ethan. The online gossip was a confusing mess of theories. At midnight, the Reddit insider finally returned. They confirmed the other man was Asher. The A-list star was Ethan. The post hinted at a famous wedding of the century from 3 years ago. The internet erupted after this confirmation. With the names confirmed, the story became a feeding frenzy. The topic trended globally on Twitter with their full names. Ethan is married hit number 1, marked as explosive. Asher, the other man, was second. Vanguard Corp chairman was third. The scandal dominated the top 10 trending topics. The platform nearly crashed from the traffic. It was impossible to control the narrative now. The wedding of the century was easy to find. It was a union between Vanguard Corp and Sterling Banking. A blurry photo of Julian's back from the wedding circulated. It looked very similar to a man in a recent photo with Ethan. Netizens compared the images closely. The resemblance was around 70%. A summary of the night's events appeared. A reality show contestant was rumored to have a sponsor. Then, a major star was revealed to be secretly married. The contestant's sponsor was the star's husband. The conclusion seemed clear to everyone online. Asher was having an affair with Ethan's husband, Julian. Comments flooded every platform. Many called Asher a homewrecker. People who had started to like him felt betrayed. They expressed their disgust and disappointment. His previous comedic persona now seemed fake. A few skeptical voices asked for concrete proof. Ethan's fans screenshotted these requests for evidence. One fan took a picture from Asher's recent birthday post. They tagged Asher directly in a scathing tweet. The fan demanded he stop being a serial mistress. The photo showed Asher holding a large bouquet. The caption was ambiguous. Creme brulee with a hint of J. The J was obviously a reference to Julian. It was not a typo. It was a subtle, public display of affection. Asher's social media accounts were instantly flooded. Hateful comments poured in from all sides. He was called shameless and disgusting. Meanwhile, Ethan's page filled with messages of sympathy. Asher woke up to a digital nightmare. He had felt unwell after returning to his Upper East Side penthouse. He slept through the show and the ensuing chaos. The constant vibration of his phone finally woke him at midnight. Even friends outside the industry were messaging him. His agent had called over a dozen times. His message notifications were maxed out. He saw his friend Leah had also been trying to reach him. Years of scandals had given him a thick skin. He calmly opened Twitter to see what was wrong. The trending topics made his mind go blank. Vanguard Corp chairman cheating. Asher the other man. Ethan married. He had no idea where these stories came from. He was being attacked from all sides. His direct messages were a torrent of abuse. He was not usually sensitive to online hate. But this involved Julian. When it came to Julian, he could not remain detached. Seeing Vanguard Corp chairman cheating made his defenses crumble. He could handle any rumor about himself. But he could not bear anything negative about Julian. His flu-like symptoms worsened his emotional state. The scandal was a trigger that short-circuited his brain. The hateful messages kept coming. They called him a disappointment. They wished death upon him. Asher felt dizzy with anger. Before he could understand the full story, Twitter crashed. It was overwhelmed by the traffic. He swore at the platform's instability. Ethan was suddenly back in his life. The reappearance ignited a deep-seated resentment. He realized he had never truly moved on. The calm exterior was just a facade. Decades of pain were like a poorly healed wound. Ethan was a thorn in his heart, always causing pain. Asher threw his phone across the room. The trending topics still burned in his mind. His own wedding to Julian had become a nightmare. It was now twisted into Ethan's story. He was cast as the illegitimate third party. The injustice caused a physical pain in his chest. To make matters worse, Ethan's controversial film was getting an international release. The film was a thinly veiled attack on Asher. It seemed insulting a national audience was not enough. Now the whole world would see his private pain. His hands trembled as he picked up his phone. He took a screenshot and sent it to Julian. He demanded to know if this was Julian's idea of handling it. He knew it was not Julian's fault, but tears of frustration streamed down his face. He wanted to blame him for everything. He sent a barrage of angry messages. He questioned why Julian, a powerful CEO, couldn't remove a trending topic. He asked if Julian enjoyed seeing him publicly shamed. He accused Julian of not caring about his feelings. He felt his promises were all empty words. He wrote that if Julian could not protect him, he should not have made promises. He told Julian to come back immediately for a divorce. He said he could no longer communicate with him. He brought up old grievances. He accused Julian of moving abroad 3 years ago just to avoid him. He expressed his profound disappointment. He sent over a dozen messages in a total breakdown. Asher stared at his phone, tears blurring his vision. Encouraging words from his agent and friends did not help. He only focused on the chat with Julian. His eyes stung as the tears continued to fall. Julian was the one who had confessed his feelings. So why was Asher the one feeling all the pain? He wanted to text Julian that he could not go on. But his fingers hovered over the screen. The screen grew blurry. His memory drifted back to high school. Julian was leaving the country. Asher sat in a ski lodge cafe. He wrote a note on a piece of paper. "The God in my heart has a mortal's name. The first thing I must do is give him up." He signed it with his initial and the date, March 20th. It was his birthday. The phone buzzed, pulling him from his thoughts. It was an automatic notification from Twitter. It was a post from Vanguard Corp's official account. The tweet addressed the recent online rumors. It mentioned false statements being spread about Mr. Julian. It also named his beloved husband, Mr. Asher. The company had retained a top New York law firm. They were taking legal action against all responsible parties. Asher sat stunned, tears still on his cheeks. His phone refreshed with another tweet from the company. It was a quote tweet of his most criticized post from the previous year. The photo showed Asher on a $500 million yacht. He was smiling brightly. The caption was cheeky, "Just like our chairman's wife." The platform, just restored, crashed again. His manager, David, was frantically messaging him. David was in a different time zone. By the time he saw the trending topics, it was too late. He apologized profusely for not acting faster. He informed Asher that Julian was already on a plane back. He told Asher to contact him for anything. Asher asked why Julian was coming back 2 days early. David explained Julian was worried about him being alone. He had left a major meeting unfinished. David, trying to save his year-end bonus, embellished the story. He used dramatic language from a romance novel. He emphasized Asher's importance over $1 billion deal. He mentioned Julian had not slept for 2 nights. The 11-hour flight was nothing to him. He declared that in Julian's heart, Asher was the top priority. Asher stared at the messages, his tears forgotten. He quickly switched back to his chat with Julian. He retracted all the angry messages he had sent. For several seconds, he felt a wave of embarrassment. He reread David's messages carefully. He wanted to confirm what he had just read. Julian had abandoned a meeting to come home for him. The man who treated work like his wife. He had dropped everything for Asher's sake. Felt like a hallucination. But David's messages were real. They were typed in black and white. It was not a dream. Asher sat on his bed, holding his phone. He stared at the words for a long time. A slow heat began to spread across his face. A deep, inexplicable joy filled him. All his bad feelings vanished. One word of affirmation from Julian gave him endless courage. He felt ready to face the online trolls now. He switched back to Twitter with a smirk. He planned to confront some of the haters directly. But when the platform finally loaded, the trending topics had changed. The top 3 scandalous topics were gone. They had been completely removed. David's survival instincts were clearly sharp. In their place was a new #1 trend. It was just the word damn. It was the most absurd trending topic in internet history. But somehow, with Asher involved, it made sense. His path to fame was always bizarre. Just when you thought things could not get crazier, they did. The night's events were too wild for words. Everything culminated in that one simple word. Damn. Twitter had been down for half an hour. But the public's appetite for gossip was insatiable. The damn tag was flooded with new posts every second. Vanguard Corp's official clarification quickly became the second trending topic. The comments section was overrun by stunned onlookers. Some persistent trolls remained. They claimed the company's statement was just crisis management. They suggested it was a lie to prevent stock prices from falling. They argued that a chairman's affair was a corporate issue. A capitalist would say anything to protect their company's value. Then, a resourceful netizen found an Instagram post. It was from the sterling heiress, Asher's sister, Olivia. The post was from March 20th of that year. It showed a photo of her and Asher together. The caption read, "To the other half of my world." The undeniable proof silenced the remaining trolls. Asher's brother, Liam, learned of the scandal late. He was not constantly online. The whole affair, from rumor to resolution, took only 3 hours. But it had become a massive public spectacle. Sterling Banking's response was slower but more intimidating. Their legal promise to pursue all parties relentlessly. The message was clear. They had endless money to fund the fight. After Sterling's statement, no one questioned Asher's identity. He was the other half of the Century wedding. He was the pampered son of the Sterling banking dynasty. He was the legitimate husband of the Vanguard Corp chairman. A rare, unprecedented silence fell over the internet. People were too shocked to even comment. One user finally broke the silence. They asked what Asher was even doing in the entertainment industry. Another joked he was just experiencing the life of a struggling actor. A final comment summarized the general feeling. A person like him could do whatever he wanted. With both corporations making official statements, the gossip blogs fell silent. No one dared to continue spreading lies. For the first time ever, a strange phenomenon occurred. Every major gossip account simultaneously deleted their posts. They all issued public apologies. The sudden reversal stunned the public once again. Asher did not post anything himself, but his latest tweet was flooded with new comments. The hateful messages were buried under a wave of new reactions. The post was his creme brulee with a hint of Jay's birthday picture. Originally intended as a private joke for Julian, it had been used as evidence against him. The user who started the rumor had deleted their account. The comments on his post were now a mix of shock and humor. Fans of other celebrities started tagging their idols. An odd, impromptu online contest began. The gossip continued late into the night. The original Reddit poster deleted their thread. They vanished as soon as Vanguard issued its legal threat. After the initial shock, people started to think critically. They wondered how the initial rumor even started. Someone likely saw the couple interacting on set. They then invented a whole cheating drama. It was incredibly unlucky for Asher. Being falsely accused of being a mistress was infuriating. People also remembered the scandal started with Leo. He had somehow escaped the fallout completely. His involvement now seemed highly suspicious. Many users felt it was too coincidental. This kind of scandal was too big for a small-time actor like Asher. A major player had to be behind it. Leo's team was an obvious suspect, but the most likely culprit was Ethan. However, Ethan had a pristine reputation in the industry. He was known for being humble and hardworking. He cultivated an image of being above online drama. This made the public quick to believe his side of the story. They never suspected he could be involved in such a scheme. After all, Ethan had the face of a good guy. Asher, in contrast, looked like a cunning fox. It was natural to side with Ethan, but the truth had been a slap in the face. Now Ethan's silence seemed strange. It was as if he had tacitly approved of the rumors. When everyone thought he was the sterling heir, he said nothing. A single tweet could have stopped the madness. He knew the truth about his own family. Vanguard and Sterling had both intervened. Even if Ethan ignored the internet, his team would have alerted him. He was not that disconnected. Treating his fans like fools was one thing, but treating the entire internet like fools was another. His fans continued to defend him. They claimed he was an innocent victim. He was unfairly dragged into a marital dispute. They argued he was not obligated to comment. They said he did not live his life online like Asher. But these excuses rang hollow to the general public. When you benefit from a lie, silence is complicity. If you refuse to clarify, people will not be fooled. Suddenly, critical posts about Ethan flooded the forums. People started questioning his carefully crafted old-fashioned persona. They mocked the idea of an A-lister not knowing about the internet in 2025. Ethan's fans were numerous and aggressive. They fought back against the criticism. The online war was fierce and evenly matched. At that moment, David finally regained his composure. He was still reeling from the revelation of Asher's true identity, but his priority was damage control. He needed to clean up Asher's online image. He also needed to redirect the negative attention. The major gossip accounts were easy to track. David knew which ones belonged to which celebrity's team. There were at least 4 major players involved that night. Leo and another rival, Jason, were obvious. They both had ongoing conflicts with Asher. It was expected they would take a shot at him. Surprisingly, another rival, Chloe, was also involved. But Ethan's team had been the most aggressive. They had mobilized all their resources. David could not understand Ethan's motive. Just as the online battle raged, Ethan finally posted. He acted as if he had just learned of the news. His tweet was light and dismissive. He joked about being married without his knowledge. He assured his fans he was not planning to marry before 30. He said his career was his main focus. He then promoted his new film. He never mentioned his supposed connection to the Sterling family. It was a masterclass in feigned innocence. Among thousands of comments, Ethan chose one to reply to. It asked about his connection to Asher's family. His reply was carefully worded. He said he had lived with them for a time as a child. He described himself as being under their roof. He added that was the full extent of their connection. The reply was packed with implications. The internet, which had started to calm down, went wild again. People demanded the full story. Someone remembered Ethan was an orphan. His parents had died when he was young. Soon, old magazine interviews resurfaced. In one, he mentioned living with another family as a child. He hinted at being adopted. He talked about his parents' death. He said the family's biological child disliked him. This led to him being sent to study abroad. He connected this experience to his new film, My Dear Child. He spoke of the pain of being an outsider. The image of a tragic, resilient orphan emerged. His fans were heartbroken for him. His reply, combined with Asher's behavior, created a new narrative. The family he lived with was Asher's. Asher, the spoiled heir, had bullied him. The kind family had sent Ethan away to protect him. Now, Ethan had returned as a successful actor. The spoiled brat was a struggling C-lister. It was a classic underdog story. From this perspective, Ethan seemed completely innocent. People now viewed Asher's online attacks as cruel. He was a rich kid bullying a less fortunate person. Asher had been feeling better. But then he saw Ethan's reply trending. Ethan's calculated, victim-playing words were infuriating. It was the same tactic he used as a child. The adults never questioned why their relationship was so bad. They always blamed Asher's difficult personality. Asher would never forget the day Ethan came to their home. The memory was a blur of trauma. A shattered violin on the floor. His mother's swollen face after being hit by debt collectors. He remembered trying to protect his mother. He was thrown against a wall. His head hit with a loud crack. His ears rang, and warm liquid trickled out. It was blood. For a long time after, his right ear would ache. A constant ringing would torment him. He played the violin left-handed. His right ear was closest to the instrument, but for a while he heard nothing. A surge of hot anger rushed to his head. Ethan's manipulation made him tremble. He lost control and quote-tweeted Ethan's post. He was done being the silent victim. He would not give Ethan the satisfaction of a dignified retreat. He wrote, "Oh, so you call stealing someone's life living under their roof? It's a shame you're an actor. You could have rewritten the dictionary." The tweet was like dropping a bomb on a battlefield. The internet, which was just starting to settle, erupted again. This was Asher's first public statement since the scandal broke. It was not an explanation or an apology. It was a direct, vicious counterattack. But for Asher, this was perfectly in character. The top reply to his tweet summed it up. "This is so Asher." The tweet quickly went viral. David saw it immediately. He had been about to message Asher, telling him to stay quiet. But then he hesitated. He used to see Asher as a fragile, defenseless orphan. He had been terrified when Asher first attacked Ethan online. He thought Asher would ruin his own career. But now the truth was out. Asher was the Sterling heir. He was the husband of the Vanguard chairman. David realized he had nothing to worry about. The kid could do whatever he wanted. He could attack whoever he wanted. He was completely untouchable. Even if David had wanted to delete the tweet, he couldn't. Asher had wisely changed his password first. Ethan saw the tweet next. He was not surprised. Asher had always been impulsive. It was true as a child, and it was true now. In everyone's eyes, Asher was spoiled and reckless. Ethan was always the polite, mature one. But he knew the truth. Crying children get the candy. If you have the power to be reckless, why be polite? His maturity was a product of necessity. He did not have the luxury of tantrums. Ethan was bitter. He was bitter that the life of ease that should have been his was gone. It had all become an illusion. Was he not also a victim in the baby swapping incident? He looked at Asher's arrogant tweet. The phrase "stolen life" was a direct hit. It was a truth he had always avoided. Now Asher had thrown it in his face. Felt like a physical slap. Ethan, who usually maintained a calm facade, snapped. For once, he ignored his team's advice. He replied directly to Asher's tweet. He wrote, "Stolen? I am not responsible for the actions of others. I have done nothing to wrong your family. Why won't you leave me alone?" Asher was waiting for this. The reply was almost laughable. He responded instantly, "Why won't I leave you alone? Do you really not know? Do I look like the kind of person who attacks random people for no reason? I guess making a movie about your stolen life to mock me isn't an offense in your book." The mention of the movie gave the public a crucial clue. Ethan's new project was My Dear Child. It was his passion project, and he promoted it constantly. The film's synopsis was easy to find. It was about two children switched at birth. They live completely different lives. And just like that, the final piece fell into place. It was not a story of a kind family and a resentful orphan. Asher and Ethan were the switched children. Ethan was not adopted. He was the one who had taken Asher's place. The Reddit insider had been right. This was the biggest entertainment scandal of the year. The internet was so shocked, people forgot to share. For a few seconds, there was a collective digital silence. Then the floodgates opened. People couldn't believe it. A real-life soap opera was unfolding before their eyes. The revelation changed everything. If the switch was not Ethan's fault, making a movie about it was a low blow. People's sympathy for him evaporated. His actions now seemed petty and cruel. The public opinion, which his team had carefully cultivated, shattered. His White Lotus persona was exposed as a fraud. The backlash was immediate and intense. Ethan's team panicked. They had planned to use the scandal to their advantage. Even if the truth came out, they could claim ignorance. But things had spiraled out of their control. The moment Vanguard's official account stepped in, their strategy was useless. Ethan had been visibly shaken when he saw that tweet. He never expected Julian to use the company to defend Asher. His ex-brother-in-law, Luke, had told him about Julian's past. Julian barely tolerated Asher's presence in the entertainment industry. That was why he had stayed abroad for 3 years. Ethan knew Asher was deeply in love with Julian, but he assumed the feelings were one-sided. He thought Julian saw Asher as a child. That was why he had so boldly produced his film. He was certain Julian would not intervene. As for the Sterling family, he knew they tolerated him. But he wanted more than tolerance. He wanted recognition. Now, Julian had shattered his assumptions. Ethan did not know what Asher had done to win him over. But Sterling Banking had not yet made a statement. This was his last hope. His manager advised him to lay low. But Ethan refused. He knew Asher would not back down. He ordered his team to start a new narrative. They were to focus on Asher's bad temper. They would downplay the movie. The key message was that Ethan was also a victim. The person who switched them was his father, Mark. Mark had paid for his crime. Ethan was innocent. His manager was hesitant. But Ethan's anger overrode his caution. He yelled that Sterling's family drama was none of Vanguard's business. The manager fell silent. Ethan calmed himself. He told her Sterling would not get involved. They valued their reputation too much. They would not want this scandal to get any bigger. He was confident they would stay silent. He was wrong. Sterling Banking's official statement appeared without. It was a direct response to the online events. It warned all media to stop spreading false information about Mr. Asher. It demanded that Ethan and his team immediately delete all defamatory content. They were to issue a public apology acceptable to Asher. It also demanded that the production of My Dear Child be halted immediately. All content damaging to Asher's reputation was to be removed. The statement went on to praise the Sterling family's patriarch. It mentioned his charity work and his personal pain. It highlighted his generosity in raising Ethan. It said he had done everything a father could. The statement ended with a clear threat. The company would spare no expense in prosecuting anyone who harmed Asher's reputation. It was a cold, merciless declaration. Any fragile connection Ethan thought he had with the family was severed. The color drained from his face. His carefully constructed world collapsed. He had lost. The platform crashed for the third time that night. It was a historic event. Asher read half of the statement before the site went down. He didn't need to read the rest. He knew what it would say. The anger that had been consuming him finally dissipated. He was actually happy. He had worried his father's pride would prevent him from acting. But the old man still had a conscience. He also reminded himself that he had not asked for their help. This was their decision. He was not using his family's power to get ahead. They had acted on their own. After the third crash, Asher gave up on social media. With Sterling's intervention, Ethan was finished. He did not care what the public thought anymore. The main reason for his calm was exhaustion. The stress of the night had worsened his fever. Now that the adrenaline was gone, he felt incredibly sick. He stared at his chat history with Julian. The retracted messages were a stark reminder of his breakdown. He was relieved Julian was on a plane. He would not have seen them. A new thought began to loop in his mind. The man had left a meeting to fly home. How long would it take? He was sick and sad and needed him now. He knew it was unreasonable. Even with all their money, they couldn't control air traffic. Julian had wanted to take a private jet, but getting clearance would have taken too long. Commercial was faster. Asher lay in bed, waiting. He eventually found some cold medicine. While waiting for the water to cool, he fell asleep. He stumbled into a random bedroom and collapsed onto the bed. Julian arrived at the penthouse the next afternoon. He had been unable to reach Asher. Even his usual calm was shaken. He had called everyone he could think of. He finally learned from Liam that Asher was just sleeping. He felt a wave of relief. He realized how much Asher had come to mean to him. He never thought he would be the kind of person to drop $1 billion deal for a relationship. He would have mocked a friend for doing so. But when David told him about the online attacks, his first thought was of Asher. He pictured him alone and hurting. An overwhelming urge to be with him took over. He left for the airport without a second thought. The penthouse was quiet. He checked Asher's bedroom, but it was empty. He paused, then walked to his own room. There, under a messy pile of blankets, was Asher. He was sleeping peacefully. Julian stood by the bed for a long time. He just watched him sleep. Asher slowly opened his eyes. He saw Julian and closed them again. He thought he was dreaming. Then Julian sat on the bed. The movement made Asher realize it was real. He shot up, his eyes wide with surprise. He asked Julian what he was doing there. He had no idea how long he had slept. Julian smiled. He asked where else he would be. He then teased Asher, asking if he was dreaming about him. Asher felt a flush of embarrassment. He denied it, mumbling it would be a nightmare. Then he remembered where he was. He was in Julian's bed. Julian ignored his denial and felt his forehead. He asked if Asher still felt unwell. The simple question opened a floodgate of emotions. The anger and hurt from the past few days returned. He snapped that of course he wasn't okay. Ethan had made him sick with stress. Julian found his childish blame-shifting endearing. He noticed the half-eaten pint of ice cream in the freezer earlier. But he did not mention it. Asher continued his tirade. He accused Julian of not caring about him. He reminded Julian of their legal marriage status. He complained about being publicly shamed while Julian was away. He blamed him for everything. Julian listened patiently. When Asher finished, the room was quiet. Julian simply asked if he should rub where it hurt. The question was loaded with innuendo. Asher finally understood. He remembered saying his whole body ached. His face grew hot. He accused Julian of having no decency. He reminded Julian they were in a divorce cooling-off period. He said Julian had no right to such privileges. He was not someone who could be easily won over. He then remembered the paper cut he got on set. He showed Julian the small bandage on his finger. He declared it a work-related injury. He demanded $20 million in compensation. Julian agreed to everything. He would pay the money. He would get Ethan's film canceled. He would make sure Ethan left the country. Asher was stunned by his easy compliance. Julian asked if there was anything else. Asher felt a little embarrassed by his own demands. He tried to backtrack, saying he was just kidding. But Julian's expression was serious. He said he was not kidding. He told Asher he never wanted to see him unhappy. Asher was speechless. Before he could process the words, his fever returned. A private doctor was called to the penthouse. Even while delirious with fever, he clung to Julian's sleeve. The doctor suggested Julian get some rest. But Julian refused to leave. He sat by the bed for hours. As he watched Asher sleep, he leaned down. He placed a soft kiss on his lips. Then another and another. It was a restrained but deep affection. Asher was sick for 2 days. He spent the entire time in bed. Julian took care of his every need. But his mind was active. He spent all day on his phone. He gossiped with his friend Leah. The scandal had made him more famous than ever. Even his superficial rich friends messaged him. Leah messaged him with new gossip. Ethan was leaving the country. Asher wondered if it was Julian's doing. He had demanded it, but mostly as a joke. Julian, however, was a man of action. Leah confirmed it. She praised Julian's power and efficiency. She said Ethan's loud fans were silent now. They were no match for Julian. The news made Asher very happy. Leah then asked if he was still planning to divorce Julian. She said it was obvious he never wanted to. Asher admitted he was conflicted. Leah advised him not to forgive Julian too easily. She told him to make Julian work for it. It was good advice. Julian did not even know that Asher loved him. But Asher still felt guilty. He had heard the abandoned deal was worth $1 billion. Even for him, that was a lot of money. He noticed Julian was constantly in his study. He was dealing with the fallout. The guilt was overwhelming. He decided he should compensate Julian. He checked his bank account. He only had $1,500 left. The rest had been spent. He decided a small amount was better than nothing. He transferred the money to Julian. He explained it was rent for staying in his room. Julian replied that it was enough for a year. He told Asher to stay the full term, no refunds. The reply included a winking emoji. Julian then added that the rent included other special services. He asked if Asher was interested. Asher replied that he was broke. Julian immediately transferred $200,000 to him. He then sent a message saying he was willing to pay for the services himself. Asher replied with a threat to call the police. When he recovered, Asher moved back to his own room. He wanted to show he had not forgiven Julian yet. The online world had moved on. His comment section was still active. One comment called him a little useless thing. It said he was nothing without Julian. The comment struck a nerve. He did not like being seen as inferior to Julian. He wanted to be his equal. The thought sparked a new ambition. He contacted his manager, David. He asked for any available film or TV roles. He needed to build a real career. David was shocked but found him a spot. It was as a guest mentor on a popular reality show. The show was Idol Formation, produced by a Vanguard subsidiary. The producers were thrilled to have him. His recent fame was a huge draw. They announced his participation that night. The company's social media accounts all replied. They cheekily called him boss's wife. The unified PR move went viral. Asher quote-tweeted the announcement. He told them to drop the wife part. A fan commented that he sounded jealous. She said he wanted to be the only one calling Julian hubby. Asher screenshotted the comments to send to Leah. He accidentally sent them to Julian instead. He also sent the accompanying text. So unfaithful. He tried to retract it, but it was too late. Julian had already saved the image. He circled the comment about Asher being jealous. He then replied, "Jealous?" Asher denied it. Julian wrote back that he thought the comment was very accurate. He told Asher not to suppress his feelings. He said it was only natural to be possessive of him. After some back and forth, Asher relented. He was still mad, but he secretly enjoyed the attention. The show taping began. He was chatting with Leah in their group chat. She was talking about wanting to date a high school boy. Asher was about to reply when Julian appeared behind him. He startled Asher, who dropped his phone. Julian picked it up. The screen showed Leah's message. "Is there anyone in the world who doesn't love high school boys?" Julian read it and looked at Asher. Asher felt his cheeks burn. He defensively snatched his phone back. Julian asked him what type of person he liked. The question was part of his pursuit of Asher. Suddenly, Julian asked if it was his first love type. Asher was stunned. Julian explained that Ethan had told him. He said Asher had a secret love for 10 years. The accusation made Asher furious. He yelled that Ethan was a liar. Julian calmly noted that his angry reaction confirmed it. Asher was trapped. He couldn't deny it. He reluctantly asked why Julian cared. Julian replied that he was just asking, but his tone betrayed his jealousy. A slow smile spread across Asher's face. He realized Julian was jealous of a person who did not exist, or rather, a person who was Julian himself. He decided to put Julian out of his misery. He told him he was over his first love. Julian, remembering the high school boy chat, asked if that was his new type. He then recited Leah's raunchy message from the chat. The words sounded scandalous coming from his serious mouth. Asher was mortified. Julian's eyes glinted with amusement and something more. The playful jealousy quickly turned into real desire. Before Asher could protest, Julian swept him into his arms. The argument was forgotten. Their month-long separation had created a palpable tension. It finally broke. The night was long and passionate. It was a reunion that erased all the recent pain and misunderstanding. He woke up the next afternoon to an empty house. Julian was already at work. He felt a pang of loneliness. Then he saw his phone. Julian had changed his contact name to a hubby. Asher snorted and changed it to ex-husband. But he left the chat pinned to the top of his list. A small compromise. The first recording of Idol Formation began. The budget had been massively increased. The contestants were treated like royalty. Everyone knew it was because of Asher. They started calling him boss's wife on set. They knew keeping him happy meant a better life for them all. During the talent showcase, one contestant finished his song. The other judges gave him an A grade. Asher, who hadn't been paying attention, also gave him an A. When asked if the contestant had anything to say, the boy looked at Asher. He smiled brightly and spoke. "I don't want to work hard anymore.